The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the New Orleans Saints. Here's the former UCLA Bruin, Kaimi Fairbairn, to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Throwing on first down is Breeze. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick six.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. So Breeze going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he'll wind up losing yardage here. Back. At the 21-yard line. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. J.J. Watt in there to get him for a loss of 5. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. From the gun, it's Breeze. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Looking for Ginn, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep is off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Here's Watson now on second down, eluding the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete. They were trying to get the connection with a former Buckeye, Braxton Miller. And it's third down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
To throw on third down, Watson. And that is incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Leckler now on as he'll punt this away. Here's Ginn. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And some room to work. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That good for 19 on a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
36. Lady, yellow lady. 0-2.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
I know back in the good old days, just about every team was constructed to power run to the right side. We just saw a pitch to the right side that worked pretty well.
It's easier going to the right than the left?
It just used to be very simply that the right side was always the power side. I think that's just one of those old things. I'm not sure it's still the same, but on that play, it certainly felt like we were back to the future.
Yeah, and it worked.
Lady. Kill.
This is Ingram on first and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's Kareem Jackson making the play defensively. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
Now they'll throw with Breeze. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They're looking at a first and goal from about the 9. Now a play fake here on first down. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Only a yard in the completion. It's second and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. And a hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Breeze now on 3rd and goal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Thomas the intended target.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop him cold. Nothing there. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. They'll run it again with Miller. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
As a DN, when you play the run, you don't always have to make the tackle. Just have to use the right technique to make sure the play goes where you want it to. And in this case, did an excellent job stringing this one out and making the tackle at the end of it.
And for a loss. Watson on 3rd down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now it's Ginn. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Kamara's got the first down and then some. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Okay, some people call it the shuffle pass. Some people call it a shovel pass, but this worked really well. And it's hard to do in the NFL because of the big bodies that tend to clog up the middle of the field. But the execution was excellent there, able to get it done and get upfield for big yardage.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Breeze on 3rd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Whitney Merciless in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. On 4th down, off goes Drew Brees, and on comes the Saints kicker Will Lutz for the field goal attempt. This from 36 yards out. And Lutz puts this one through. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman, and he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
On second down, here's Watson. Steps away to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Cameron Jordan coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Come back.
A shotgun snap for Watson. He's gonna rifle one deep left side. And got his man complete. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the first down, and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
Richmond.
Watson on 1st down. Dancing to his left. Throw left side complete. It's Griffin, and he'll get it down here to the 43. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding...
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Come back.
From the 50, it's Watson. And the pressure gets to him again. A.J. Klein in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. Here's Shane Leckler now as he's on to punt for Houston. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Throwing now is Breeze. He's going to launch this thing. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. After the interception, here's Watson. He's going to fire one deep, middle, and this is caught inside the 5. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Fairbairn able to put this one through. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Second half begins with a run from Miller. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Watson hands this to Foreman. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They run again with Foreman. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here. So for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They are going for it. Here's Watson under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sheldon Rankins with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Why we saw that field goal try a moment ago, I'll never understand. But as a result, this offense, they've got to be pumped. 1st and 10 in striking position already. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Saints, if they convert the extra point, they'll have the lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Play action from Miller. Now Watson on the move to his left. Going deep for Hopkins. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Going with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Alex Okafor. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Shane Leckler now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at the 33. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now a pitch out to Kamara. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
The Saints on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. They run it again with Kamara. And they'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Pretty move. going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And here comes the Texans now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Yeah, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
To throw on second is Watson. Forced out to his left. He finds some open. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. The Saints say they have it, and they do. Back now in Houston. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter play. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Ready? You waiting?
Try to pound it in, Panera. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
They'll look to run with Ingram, and he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Lutz will look to add the extra point. Lutz good on the extra point, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Watson, a bootleg, rolling to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan in there to get him again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Come back, come back.
From the gun, here's Watson. Buying time to his left. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Here's Breeze to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and now it's 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest, you can draft the most athletic guys, but if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Bernardrick McKinney with a big-time sack on third down, and it'll be a loss of 7. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will bump the lead up to 11. So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the fourth quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
And now out comes Houston. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Throwing again is Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Being chased out left. Hard throw, incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on fourth down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Black 22! Black 22!
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. They'll roll him out right. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that one that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. To throw is Breeze. Throw left side taken in by Hill. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. And now defensively they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Here's Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Saints add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And now out comes Houston. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. They start to drive on the ground. Kamara. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Again, it's Kamara. He finds an opening past the 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
The busy night continues for Kamara. Down to about the 22 here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on 1st down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the 1st down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the 1st down because in college football, the clock stops with every 1st down. It actually aids the defense in that situation.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
Breeze looking to throw on 3rd and 2. That's complete to Meredith. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one